Please. Welcome everybody. Welcome, my name is Finn Hingst.
Adir. Actually, welcome to the discussion of the century. Today we are going to discuss a great problem related to the migration-related issues. We saw recently that the refugees in Europe have certain issues, so we decided to create a space for all parties in order to get closer to the perspectives and let them talk more and have more talks in order to listen to each other.
Yes, what we've seen is that over the past years the European Union accepted a huge amount of refugees, and in the year 2017 we had over 700,000 people applying for asylum in the European Union. However, in many places we see that tendencies or acceptance rate of accepting refugees are dropping, and we felt that there's a need to talk, and that's why we're creating this space. I would like to thank the President of the European Parliament, the NGOs, the members of Czech Republic and Germany, and also the refugees and other institutions. But first, I'd like to highlight that this discussion will be broadcasted live to the whole world, and by this way we can change the discourse about a refugee crisis. Let's start with giving the chance to the representative from the refugee. Please tell us about your stories as a refugees.
So, we already had a meeting before. We come from Palestine, me and my friends are farmers. But the war expelled us from our homes, from our families, and so we came here to Klavatse in order to have a peaceful life. But we faced some pressure, some people who are against us, which is okay, they're angered, they're fearful, we totally get it, we are the same. But still it's important to discuss that right now. So we just want to exist here, we have our right to exist, the international laws give us that right, and that's everything we want actually.
So do you think you could go back to where you're from?
Right now? No.
And in the future?
If the conflicts will be resolved, we want to go home, because that's our motherland, that's where our ancestors come from. But right now it's simply impossible, because we will be killed instantly.
Okay, then maybe I would like, for example, Mr. Hussam, you and your organization, you are against accepting refugees within the Czech Republic. But if you hear stories like this, what do you say? Why would you still not accept people like them?
We are like Czech people, we love peace and we love life also. And it's not our country and it's not our fault. It's not our country and us fault. And for me, like, they are so bad. And like,
why would you say that's so bad?
Yes, I'm gonna explain it. Because they come here to our country and take our jobs and take our food and steal from our houses, and like like it's not safe for me and for my family and for my kids to go outside and walking in the street. They are so bad.
Excuse me, give us number.
They are so bad, man.
Please be quiet. Go forward, Mr. Hassan.
Yes. Don't interrupt me, please. Yeah, as Czech people, I told you we love peace, but it's not our problem to solve their problems. It's their country problem. It's not our fault. Go to your country and solve it with yourself. Man.
So, Mr. Jahad, what's your opinions as a Pride future organization? What do you think about what he already said?
May I ask you a question, please?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, you should.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question. So if the same thing happened in your country, if you had to leave your country in a sudden notice, wouldn't you like other countries to help you and welcome you in their society so that you can live peacefully without being afraid for your life the whole time?
How I'm gonna afraid from this is my land and here is my home. I can't go outside from my home, man.
Well, I'm saying hypothetically, you had to leave your country because of a certain situation that happened.
But my God, sorry, sir, man, I can't like imagine this because it's not gonna happen in Czech Republic.
Go. Can I say? My name is Maria, I'm from Germany. I'm as well, I don't want to accept refugees. And this kind of situation, it will never happen in Germany. Because people are not making war. If in the country of these refugees, the war happened, it's their fault. They need to...
I would like to immediately address you with the question, how do you know that this cannot happen in Germany? And didn't it happen before in Germany?
The Berlin Wall, aka.
You know, since I live, never.
So,
But did you really think we wanted that? We were just farming our fields and suddenly bombs come.
Please, can you
just be quiet,
Yes.
please. Please. So, go forward.
Okay, there's something you guys don't understand. There are citizens in countries just like you are. There are other citizens in your countries, and that doesn't mean that they caused the war. War happens for political reasons that leaders go into, not because of the citizens. So bringing refugees into your country doesn't mean that you're bringing problems, because if they were the ones that caused the problems, they'd be in their countries fighting for what they believe in, which is the problem that is happening right now in their countries. But if we're talking about normal citizens who are just looking for a better life and looking for peace in their lives and looking for better education for their children and not fearing for their life the whole time, that doesn't mean that they're going to bring problems. They're normal people just like you and Hussam, I think, a bit with a higher bit like you. That's not the issue here.
Hey, man.
I don't think that normal citizens can cause should be a threat to you, because they're just looking for better lives. They're just the fact that you can, that they are accepted in another country that's not theirs would mean too much for them to cause problems around the country.
Why? Can I?
Yes, please.
Why they cannot solve the problem by being in country and staying there and being against what is happening?
Because they're not the ones in power, and they're not the ones that make the decisions in their country. They're just fleeing because they can't change the reality they're living in. If they could have changed the reality, listen, I want to ask you a question. You're German, right?
Yes.
Would you ever want to leave Germany and live somewhere else? Or do you love your country and you want to live in it?
I love my country and I want to
Okay,
live
and
there.
they're the same. They love their country and they want to live in it. But they're fleeing their country because of the situation in their country. I don't think that anybody in this room would like to move away from their country forcefully. Like, some of us would like to move away from their countries for our personal reasons, but of course not forcefully. So I don't think that forceful immigration, like being forced out of your country.
But like, there is 100, like more than 194 countries. Yes, I know,
Okay.
Jordan,
If
and
you-
they now they suffer from a lot
Jordan.
of problems
Okay,
from them, man.
let's talk about
Look
Jordan.
at their
Let's talk
economy.
about Jordan.
Look at their
Please, let him
economy.
talk.
Let's talk about Jordan.
I want to talk. Just
Okay, maybe we also had a, maybe we give some more political part. If you hear these different, what, as a politician, how do you react?
Based on what both of them said, wouldn't it be better to send help to the country and help to solve the origin of the problem? Because accepting refugees is not a long-lasting solution. They'll be accepted, they will be living in our country, but it won't be easy for them to adapt, and they would like to go back to their country, but it won't be able. They won't be able because the war or the reason why they escaped still will be the same. It's still going to be, I don't know, wars or the same. So wouldn't it be better just to send money or send forces there.
When
And
you
help
just view
in-
the situation, the
Well,
moment,
okay, okay, but like
Don't-
some help, some kind of help, but send it to the place of origin.
if they could have stayed in their countries and just received help there, they wouldn't. I don't.
No, that's what I'm saying, like we would send help to the country.
And send that by how? Like what?
Whatever,
kind of
they
help, what
would be,
kind of-
whatever would be.
Can you solve the situation in their countries? Can you send representatives that solve the situation in their countries? Like, can you send a representative in Germany or Czechia? Czech. Okay. So, can you send representatives from Czechia that would meet with the PLO, the Palestinian the authorities, and with the Israeli authorities so that they can talk together and solve the issue?
Maybe.
That's the help they need right now.
Well, how it's gonna happen if we accept more refugees, like still over and over, and then like nobody's gonna live in Palestine, that will be the solution, or you know
It's
what I mean?
Palestinian
Like
fault,
you
man.
cannot keep accepting refugees in Europe and just leave a situation like this.
But
Let's
comparing the number
listen
of
to the refugee
refugees-
representatives, please, guys. Let's listen to
Say
them.
something.
So your solution is, you think that sending people who watch over the conflict is enough? I mean, imagine when soldiers come to your home, do you think these representatives will do anything? Who will protect you?
I'm saying sending some help. I haven't said which
So you
kind of
just
help.
want us, like, what just die? Is that what you want?
It's
You
not
know,
our
I
fault.
want to stop dying. I don't want to the conflict to continue. That's what I'm saying.
Could
Like,
you
if-
please explain what kind of help do you want to
But it
send?
depends on the country. It depends, like,
What is the
exactly what is the problem in the country. Like, if we are talking about Palestinian refugees, it's something different than Syrian refugees. You know what I mean?
Of course, I mean, that's good, but we need help now. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I-
having like a concrete solution is that's what we need in long term, but short term we need help now, because otherwise millions of people are going to die.
Okay,
And-
we will accept some refugees now, but how it's going to help in the future? Like, we cannot accept refugees until,
Your country will be empty.
yeah,
So
like,
your country will be empty, our countries will be full, and in our country there will be no places to live for us. Even culture will not be exist anymore. Have you ever walked in Germany? You know.
I want to.
Yes, and then you will see that there is no Germany anymore. You see
they are wrong.
Arabia,
What is Germany
Turkey.
for you? What does it mean to be German? Why can't we be German?
Why?
Yeah.
You
Because
should
we
in
born
Germany.
here, man.
Is it everything what counts for you?
We love
No.
our country. We want to protect. We want to.
We love it too.
Maybe,
I mean, no, we-
maybe
Yes,
let
and
me
then
ju- please let me maybe first we also have Germans Czech here who oppose your position, who live in Germany and would like to accept refugees. Maybe we can hear their position, why, how they, if they hear this like this loss of identity of the country, how do you?
Yeah, but I'm really happy to come to the point to talk, because I was super, in a bad way, surprised to see that these people live with me in the same country, being unfair to people who are in other places in danger. And I would like to share my experience I have and how I see this, that people from other places coming to our country. I see there's a big chance, to meet, to see that we basically want to have all the same. We want to have peace. We want to have a nice lifetime, and we can help each other by this. So, in the city where I live, the amount of events which welcoming people, which as well music events, which is for everybody. Events where they share activities and are integrated in the life, raised, and everybody. I feel like many people from my surrounding got active
So,
out of their
okay, so
slow
you,
life.
you cannot share the opinion of these two people, for example, that the security situation is changing, for example.
I want to have the same like my Czech colleague. We want the numbers are not in the same amount of fear they are talking about. They are afraid by media, like being super influenced.
How many? How many? Do you have a lot of interaction with refugees? If you don't want to accept them. Like,
Yes,
you know
because I have a point, and I want to focus on this point. You said like you want to go out and to see other cultures and learn, and you're forced to leave. But like why? If you go to your government and if you go to Palestine, are you from Palestine?
No, I'm from Germany.
No. You're refugees, right?
No. I'm the German person who likes to welcome people.
But like if you go to Palestine and see the refugees that they are coming to us, you are gonna see big houses and castles and cars, restaurants, and like why they come to us? Why they don't go to their governments and give them like houses and put them in houses?
Maybe we can ask the representative of Germany.
Yes. As member of the Parliament of Germany, it's my duty to think logically and without emotions, Mr. Hussam. So we have a problem here. We have like about 1 million refugees who wants a home, and we have the responsibility to host them, even if it's temporary. And I think that it's not fair that Germany has 360,000 refugees here and Czech only have 2,600. And it has space, and it has a lot of space to accept refugees. And I don't know why you're not accepting any.
It's enough for us.
Please.
Well, we have already accepted a lot of them in 2015 when there was a crisis. And you cannot compare the number itself because Germany is 13 times bigger than Czech Republic, so we can accept many people as you can.
Let's listen to the NGO representative.
Okay, I want to address a couple of issues that happened throughout the debate where I was listening. Firstly, addressing Hussam, we're here to discuss the issue of refugees, not the issue of solving the problem.
Yeah, but it's not our
I'm talking, please respect. Thank you. We're talking here about solving the issue of refugees fleeing to the EU, not about solving the problem in the country. And regarding what the Czech Republic and Germany just said, many countries that are much smaller with a lot less resources accepted huge amounts of refugees, much more than you've done, you both I think have done. And I think that Germany is, with its space and its economy and its natural resources, can accept a lot more refugees than they are willing to right now, as we heard from this speech. And that also applies to the Czech Republic because you're not lacking any natural resources, your economy is good, and you have the resources to pull it off. Also, regarding the issue of being scared from refugees, I wanted to ask Hussam a question. Hussam said that if you go to Palestine, you see castles and houses. Have you ever been to Palestine?
I saw it on TV.
You saw it on TV, so you saw what the media showed.
The media show.
Yes, man.
Yeah, the media showed you castles and houses.
Yes,
Not
and
war.
restaurants and yeah,
Not war.
and
Okay.
the people there they live normally.
I recommend you visiting the Gaza Strip and Bethlehem and Ramallah so that you can.
I'm happy here in Czech Republic. I don't want
Okay,
to
so
go to
don't
any
judge
place.
people.
I have an experience. I can't send my daughters and my sons to a school again because there was refugees in the school and they beat them because they have a violence mind. They can't live with each other. We can't accept it anymore. They are gonna take our jobs. They are gonna take everything from us. Look at Germany.
Thank you.
No, we can't accept
President
it.
of the Parliament.
They beat anyone. They beat anyone in the streets
These-
and
these
say
people-
bullying shit to the girls and to the
These-
boys.
No, she can accept it.
I'm pretty sure you're the one with the anger management issues by bumping on the table like a fucking...
Okay, please let's stay. Maybe we can hear a neutral institution and let the president of the European
First of all, thank you all for gathering here today. I am actually shocked by what most of you are saying, because most of you are getting off the topic. We're here today to discuss, to reach a resolution to solve this problem. We are not gathered here today to fight each other, and we're not here today to discuss our personal benefits. So I want each one of you to give me one good reason to accept or reject refugees in Europe. Please.
I can't give you a good reason.
You can't?
Then what are you
There is
doing
no
here?
good reason.
What are you doing?
What are you
for
doing?
accepting people.
Then what are you doing? No, I want you to give me a good reason to accept them or not to accept them. I want you to convince me why not to accept refugees instead of speaking about other things that aren't related.
I'm sorry, we are all equal here, right? In this table. So, can you give a reason why you decided actually to have this question? What is the benefit for you to accept refugees? I mean, have you ever been in Germany?
First of all, the President of the Parliament did not give a decision whether to accept refugees or not. My role here is to make a decision based on, after discussing with you guys, so I did not make a decision yet. It depends on what I'm going to hear in the budget and everything.
Can I just hear the opinion of another citizen of Czech Republic?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think we need to accept refugees because they can develop our country in the future. The kids, especially.
Go back home, man.
Please.
I think that the Czech, can I see what his name is? The Czech citizen against refugee, I think he's being negative, disrespectful.
Yeah, we need to go
Should
out.
be dismissed.
He's only, he's being an obstacle in this movement.
Why you don't want to give me a chance to speak up?
You're not giving the other delegates a chance
Yeah.
to speak up with your
We
negative
need to
comments.
go out.
See?
We need to go out.
See?
You can decide.
Please,
We
please,
decide.
like, maybe to this, why we set up this whole forum is that we felt that we are so much stuck into our own bubbles, what we think
Yeah,
this is
we are
right.
not thinking about
So we
others
have
around
to
us.
find ways of how to communicate and how to properly. And I agree
Exactly.
with you that Mr. Hassan is presenting his points in a way which is not helpful. So please be more, just
More
stop
polite.
generalizing. Please, if you have a point, we will be happy to hear it. And also we have representatives from the countries. So we have to find policies which accept also if you're scared or if you fear, whatever. These points should be heard, but if you represent them in a way which is not legitimate, so your points won't be heard. Maybe, please.
I want to answer the question actually. So, as I said before, we are not really different. We are all humans, and we all have the right to exist. And the countries, for example, Germany and Czechia, are obliged by their own nature, because they are humans, to accept people in need, which we are. So that's why I think that is possible for us to actually to go to countries so they can help us.
Can you tell me what will you add to these countries that you're gonna go to?
Yeah. So as I said, me and my friends, we own the farm in a small village in Palestine, and we want to continue exactly that. So we want to be farmers, and I think that we can actually add something to not only to the cultural and the identity of the country to which we go, but we also want to work there as farmers.
Can you repeat what you said about the cultural identity?
Sure. I mean, for example, Germany is a multicultural country by itself. So I think we can actually add our own experience and our own way of living to the culture to enrich it, not to destroy it. And I think we can also do something hands-on and maybe bring some of our traditional knowledge to the people.
What do you mean by traditional knowledge?
Our ways of farming in Palestine are sometimes developed over thousands of years, and we want to bring that to the people as a gift.
Okay. Adding to that, accepting refugees in the country also has social and economical benefits. Like tackling economical benefits, refugees will pay taxes just like any other citizen of the country he's living in. So that's so the money spent on the refugees, on bringing the refugees to the countries, will actually come back to the government, and they will actually have even more money coming in throughout the years. As a study by the Notre Dame University in the Netherlands, the study showed that in the U.S., after 20 years of accepting them, it cost them $15,000 to accept the refugees into their countries, and within 20 years they had a return of $25,000. 25? Wait, let me check the number.
Do you mean that they have to pay taxes on the long term?
Yeah, they pay $21,000.
Not when they arrive.
No, not when they after they arrive, after they are citizens in the country and they have jobs, they have their children go to schools and all that. And after they are integrated into society, they'll have taxes on them, just like any other citizen of the country. And I want to correct the number, it was $21,000, so we're talking about a $6,000 revenue, let's call it, within the first 20 years of the refugees living in the country. Other than the social benefits they're bringing into the country with them, whether it's learning to accept other people, other human beings in need, Sayyid Hussam, and also learning about other cultures and
maybe let me intervene here. Just let me ask you one question. How do you react to people if they say that they fear that the security in their country is suffering, and that they feel that they cannot live their life anymore, and that they are not responsible for the actions happening in other countries?
I don't understand the question. Can you repeat the question?
For example, Mr. Hussam or Mrs. Maria, they have the perceived feeling that they are not responsible for what's happening in other countries, and they are suffering in their, so because maybe the security situation might change. How would you address, and also maybe this question also accepts to the member of the German parliament, how do you react to this if your citizens have these kind of ideas?
I think that we can provide them with education and let them enhance in the population, and let them live together so they cannot be scared, not abandon them in some place so they become that serious, that no one knows about them, and they create those ideas that they are violent. And I think we have a problem here, and we cannot like say we won't accept you, because they will die. So we have to think more about the economic problems, not the cultural ones, because we don't have a choice. The cultural problems we can fix later. That's my opinion. We should think logically, not with emotions, with our emotions. Those problems can be fixed.
But you can understand that there are also some fears within the population.
Like the population.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I say that we should accept more refugees than German, because they have only 10 million. And we have 82 million people living in Germany. So if they take more refugees than us, I think the population won't be a problem.
Okay.
I don't think we are here today to discuss how we're going to divide refugees between Germany and the Czech Republic. We don't have like. Based on what are you deciding to divide them? That's not the issue. The issue is not about dividing them between these two countries. It's much bigger than this.
It's about accepting them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say, as a German member of the German parliament, we should accept them.
Yes, but I think that I'd rather if you state how you're gonna accept them and what you're gonna do instead of saying that Germany should, that the Czech or Germany should take more or not.
He said that, he asked me a question about the population, that's why I answered this question. But for Germany, we can provide 3 things. First, we should provide them with an amount of money until they get on their feet. And we should put the children in schools and mix schools with German citizens, so they can enhance into the culture and live together. And we can also teach them in special places the language.
Okay, maybe, sorry, since our time is running short, I would like to maybe ask the President of the European Parliament and maybe reflect shortly on how this format you think is helpful and how we can proceed in the future with this, listening to all the different parts of all the different...
But before that, can you each give one valid point why to accept or not to accept refugees?
But really short.
Can I?
No, let's go in the order.
Both points, against and...
No. If you're supporting accepting refugees, why? And if you're not, why? Just one, like, only one.
Yes. I think my own feeling of being a human includes to help other humans. And I want to feel myself as a human.
I can just repeat what I said before. We as refugees, we don't want to leave our countries, but we have to. We lost everything, and now we want to continue our life peacefully. So we also want to be productive members of the new society which we will join. So I'm going to be open for everything.
I think because we are human, we need to help each other and stand with each other in any situation. So we need to accept the refugees.
It's a good reason not to accept refugees, because like it's gonna be a disaster for us, because we have our own traditions, we have our own cultures, and the refugees, they are from different nationalities, from different countries, and that's why it's gonna be like mixed up. And also, I wanna talk about the economy. Just like a small statement, please. I wanna just like a small statement, 30 seconds. Give me, please. I wanna talk.
Go ahead.
I'm here representing for this, man.
Okay, now
if you please, like I just want to talk.
But why you don't listen to
Because he doesn't respect anybody.
I respect.
Yeah,
I just want to.
Because
you
wasted
one sentence.
ridiculous comments instead of saying valid.
I just have like these two about just about the economy. Why?
He's the moderator. I know the moderator.
As I said before, I'm with accepting refugees because we can handle them like economically, and but the problem with us is the number of refugees that we can accept. That's it.
Okay. This is a humanitarian issue, as many have said before. Accepting refugees isn't about whether you like them or not. It's about you as a human being having some values that, and valuing the life of another person. These are not just numbers on a piece of paper. These are actual human beings trying to live their lives. Accepting refugees has economical and social positive effects. So I think that the countries should reconsider their statements about the number of refugees they are accepting, because on the long term it's a benefit for them to have a larger amount of refugees in their country.
I want to talk.
It's not a debate.
No.
Statement.
Okay, let's go for it.
Thank you all, first of all. Migration has been an EU priority for years, since 2015. the EU has taken several measures to manage the migration crisis as well as to improve the asylum system. After listening to your points, I believe that the EU must provide plans to provide a safe and legal passage to the EU people in need of international protection. It's because most of you are looking at the empty side of the glass. Refugees can help in improving the economy in your countries, and saying that they will cause disasters without giving any valid points.
I have it with you.
Please.
You don't want me to say anything.
And you respect
Please.
anybody on the
Please.
table. Anybody.
Please be quiet, guys.
Nobody respect me. I can't speak.
I wonder why.
Please complete.
How can you judge on something
Please.
and
Kick
without
him out.
Exactly, I can
now
speak.
let her.
You didn't give me like just 30
Parliament,
seconds.
Let her the final word.
Listen, you're a citizen of the European
You too,
Union. You're
please.
disrespecting the
Please.
president of the
Yes, now I think you should be kicked out.
Kick him out.
So I think that after setting a budget, we can accept a limited number of refugees in each country based on the resources present and the capabilities of the country. Also, the European Union will help with the funding, along with the funds that can be provided by the governments of each country. This way we can benefit through improving the economy and improving their living standards until we reach a permanent solution, which is bigger than accepting them, as it has to be something global in order to find a solution for these refugees that are fleeing from their homes, seeking for asylum and refuge in other countries of the world.
Well, thank you, President of the European Parliament, and thank you all for participating in this discussion of the century. The last word is going for the refugee representative. Tell us what's your message for the world.
So, thank you first. So, you basically saved our lives through this decision, and I want everybody to know that we don't want that situation. We want to live peacefully and on our own terms, but that was taken from us. So, thank you.